So, as Jesse said, I'm here to talk about this new, information radiators, and in particular the new wallboards we've built in Jira. First up, I want to just give you a definition of what an information radiator is. This was a term coined by Alistair Coburn in the year 2000. And basically, it's a pretty simple concept. It's a large display of critical team information that's continuously updated and located where the team can see it constantly. Now, it can be pretty low tech. You can use a lava lamp, the quintessential build monitor that goes red when the build fails, or it goes green when the build works. On the left, on the right, you can see GitHub's stoplight that tells them when their build has failed or not. Giant stoplight running in the office, fairly effective information radiator. Or another example of an information radiator is a big Scrum task board, which is again another low-tech approach. Why are we doing this? We're doing this for quick feedback to your team. And why is that important? That's important because you want to let your team know critical information as fast as you can to affect their behaviour, to change, to alert them when things go wrong and to steer them on the right course. So what would you display on an information radiator? Well, you want some very easy to understand measures that the team can digest at a glance. You can also put some fun stuff on there, which is good fun. I'll show you a little bit of that in a minute. So a good information radiator, it's projecting information on a very large display, whether that's low-tech or high-tech, electronic or not. You can understand it at a glance. You don't really need to shift cognitive gears to process the information. Very important that it's always relevant. You don't want to construct some information radiator and then have it kind of die of irrelevance because you're not updating it. So it should really be easy to update. Now, someone once said, information wants to be free. Some hacker, can't remember who, 1984. I'm here to tell you that information wants to be sexy. So I'm adding my own requirement, which is that a good information radiator needs to be aesthetically pleasing because beautiful information is so much more easy to digest. This is one that I came up with 2 years ago for the Fisheye Crucible team. And it's been running for 2 years now in various forms. And I'm going to take you through it. It runs on a big 24-inch monitor in the team area. This is actually it running in the Jira team. It was picked up by the Jira team. And it shows a variety of critical information for the dev team to quickly see how they're going in their development. So I'll show you the bits and pieces that we're pulling together in this screen. First off, we're getting from Green Hopper the days left in the sprint. We're getting from Bamboo a whole bunch of Bamboo plans. Some story status information. The more green you see on those bars, the more completed the sub-teams are in their sprint tasks. And finally, the burn down, which is again coming from Green Hopper. Now, this section of display actually cycles over time. So we also have this relative performance graph, which on the face of it looks a little bit hard to understand, but all you need to know is that the blue line is nominative performance of the last release, and the green line is the current trunk build. So while that green line is above the blue line, performance is slower than the last release of the product. So we always want the green line to be on it or below it for our performance tests. And we have review blockers. This is kind of like a bit of passive nagware that shows in the team who's got the most outstanding reviews. And I'm ashamed that my name is second on the list, but Matt's the biggest culprit here. He tends to do a lot of reviews on our team. Now, the problem with this thing is it was only ever a prototype. It was a quick hack-up of Python that did a whole lot of screen scraping. It did some REST calls, but some of the REST wasn't available that I needed, so I was actually doing HTTP gets and parsing HTML. And then I was kind of munging it all together in a static HTML file with some JavaScript. And as Seb here so beautifully described it when I tried to pass it to him to maintain, it was a giant festival of hacks. So we couldn't actually ship it, even though some customers had seen it in the last summit and really wanted it. So we decided to build it in a more shippable way, and we came up with this Jira wallboard plugin. And what we're leveraging here is open social gadgets. If you're familiar with Jira, you don't need any introduction to gadgets, but basically gadgets are a really nice way of exporting a widget from an app into another app. We have a special gadget renderer plugin now that does this chromeless rendering of a dashboard. Big black. You would have seen it out in the common area. And gadgets themselves can be published from any of our products or anywhere, any other product, any source, and they just need to provide a wallboard view mode. Gadgets can have different view modes. If they provide this wallboard view mode, then this special wallboard renderer can render them. So this Jira wallboard plugin, it supports multiple shareable wallboards. It's configurable all via the Jira dashboard, and we got a little bit of graphic design love to turn it into this, which is actually an artist's impression. It doesn't quite look as good as this. It certainly doesn't look as good as this, which is when I asked him to do a screenshot with lens flare. He obliged. So let's have a look at how it works. I was going to do a live demo. The networks are too flaky here, so I've actually got a little canned demonstration here for you. Hello. Okay, so we're in the Jira instance here, and I'm just going to create a new dashboard. This is Jira 4.1. Give it an appropriate name and description. This is just a standard dashboard, and it will function as just a normal Jira dashboard. And then you can see the standard add gadget screen. I can just choose a few gadgets. I'm searching here on Wallboard. If you go to, I think this is available in Jira 4.1.1. It's certainly available on Jack, jira.atlassian.com. You can search for Wallboard, and you can see all of the Wallboard capable gadgets. And I'm just adding a bunch. And a bunch more. I should have thought about the length of this demo, but there we go. And now all I have to do is go Tools, View as Wallboard, and I get my live updating wallboard that I can put on as big a display as I want. Now you have to, and you can see that the pane on the left cycles, and the way it cycles is that with gadgets in the Jira dashboard, you can choose the bar color to give you a hint as to what that gadget's all about. Now if you set the same bar color on a series of gadgets in the same column, then they'll stack on top of each other and rotate or cycle through. So you can embed quite a bit of information on a wallboard. So this is available right now from plugins.atlassian.com. You can whack it on your Jira instance. As I said, it supports cycling of panes. It's got an auto refresh function, and you can do all of your configuration via the Jira dashboard. I will warn you, it's a little bit alpha at this stage. We haven't quite finessed the configuration of it, and we'll get a lot better. It does require Jira 4.1.1, and if you want to go full screen on a browser, on a big display, then Firefox 3.6 is what we would recommend at this stage, although we would like to support other full screen browsers. So what can you get now as gadgets? You can get sprint days remaining, you can get the burn down story status. From Fisheye Crucible, you can get that review blockers chart, the nagware. From Bamboo, you can get build plan results. We want to hear what you want. We just in the last week built that Twitter gadget so that you can put a Twitter feed up, but we really want to hear what you want to see there. So I just want to wrap up actually with a bit of a cautionary tale about wallboards. Our team kind of became quite enamoured with our wallboard, and perhaps a little bit too much so. And leading up to the Fisheye 2.1 release, We were having a few problems with Bamboo, and so our notification systems weren't working very well, and so we weren't really relying on notifications. We're instead relying on this wallboard to tell us about performance. And about 2 days before the release, the cleaner turned the wallboard off, and in the frenzy of the release, nobody noticed. And at that point, the lead engineer, one of the founding coders of the project, committed a massive performance regression to the release branch a day before release day. Luckily, we caught it, but it was a little bit of a scare. We turned the monitor back on and instructed the cleaner not to turn it off. Okay, that's all I got, folks. Thank you very much.